This week, we journey to Skywalker Ranch to sit down with the titans of ILM, get a first look at things to come from the Marvel Star Wars universe, and more. But let's be real, I had you at Skywalker Ranch, right? Have this done in about 6 months, maybe. They make it look so effortless. Perhaps best to just leave it to the masters and get to the news. The future of Marvel Star Wars comic books starts here. Earlier today, StarWars.com unveiled Star Wars Hidden Empire #1, a new miniseries penned by Charles Soule with art by Stephen Cummings. With a team-up involving Lady Kira, Crimson Dawn, and the Knights of Ren versus Palpatine himself, you won't want to miss out. But we're excited to give you your first look at Star Wars Revelations #1. Written by Mark Guggenheim, the special 40-page one-shot arriving this November points to the future of Marvel's Star Wars line in a story that finds Darth Vader seeking out the Eye of Webbish Bog on Mustafar. The past, present, and future collide with stories that touch upon Star Wars, Han Solo and Chewbacca, Darth Vader, Dr. Aphra, and the Bounty Hunters. For a closer look and insights from the writer, battle your way to StarWars.com/thisweek. Plus, get your first peek inside The Mandalorian #2 and Star Wars #26. Earlier this week, our friends at Headspace brought us another moment of zen with a kid-friendly journey featuring Chewbacca and BB-8. The animated series Find Your Force with Star Wars teaches younglings ages 5 to 12 the basics of mindfulness and meditation to learn how to manage emotions and navigate through asteroid fields of feelings like anger, fear, and frustration, as well as the Jedi-like power of gratitude. Even if you aren't in this target age group, we could all use a little zen, and Chewie and BB are the perfect companions for the road, which leads to the trees of Kashyyyk, of course. Watch the series for yourself or with the younglings in your life now on the Headspace Kids YouTube channel. LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation is here! Last week, the new animated special arrived for a trip aboard the Halcyon Star Cruiser with Finn and the rest of the gang from the sequel trilogy. And over on StarWars.com, you can listen in as some of the creators behind the trilogy of animated specials, the LEGO Star Wars Holiday Special, LEGO Star Wars Terrifying Tales, and now LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation, to find out how they spent their summer vacation, why Weird Al Yankovic was their top pick for Vic Banco, and other behind-the-scenes tidbits. Watch the special now exclusively on Disney+, and then limbo your way over to StarWars.com/thisweek, where we'll crown one lucky reader ruler of the beach.
Ruler?
Oh, I can already tell it's gonna be that guy. Last week, the incomparable Lawrence Kasdan joined us for a brief interview on this very set. But we couldn't show you the entire conversation, so if you, like me, want to know all about Kasdan's early interest in cinema, his big break writing Indiana Jones, which led to gigs writing Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars The Force Awakens, and more on what inspired his latest project, Light and Magic, jot down these coordinates. StarWars.com/thisweek. Punch it, Chewie. Light and Magic, the new 6-part documentary series on the history of ILM, is an inspiration. Recently, we stopped by Skywalker Ranch to talk to some of the pioneers of special effects and find out what film first inspired their interest in working in production. What's the first film that captured your imagination and made you want to work in the industry?
It would probably be a Ray Harryhausen film. I remember I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, where I just loved sort of the magic of creating and experiencing new worlds. And the film that I saw was Valley of Gwangi. And at that time, I loved dinosaurs, like any kid at that time. But to see them come to life in that way with stop motion really sort of piqued my imagination in terms of I want to know how was that film made? How was it created? How did the dinosaurs come to life?
The first film I remember a sound in it that got me excited was The Adventures of Robin Hood, because I love the arrows. I tried to get that sound out of my own little bow and arrow, couldn't. So I had to go into the movie industry to figure that out.
When I was young, I wanted to be an animator, and with Pinocchio.
It was Pinocchio?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Star Wars definitely had an impact on me, but the one that really cemented it was Terminator 2. I was a college student at the time, watching it probably on VHS tape. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was one of those experiences where I was like, I have to learn about how they did this.
It wasn't a film, it was TV, and it was Star Trek. and it was the original series. And I thought the show was really interesting, and somebody got me a model kit of the Enterprise, and then somebody got me the Making of Star Trek book, and it was clear that none of this stuff was real, and I was really fascinated by that.
I always liked the attack of the 50-foot woman. That fascinated me for lots of reasons.
With me and maybe Phil, probably Seventh Voyage of Sinbad.
I think at some point when I was probably around 14 or so, 8mm versions of Ray Harryhausen's movies came out. So I got one of these little toy things you could pick up at a joke shop that would have like 10 seconds of a Laurel and Hardy clip, like that. I was able to crank through them one frame at a time and see what was happening, you know, frame by frame and then pose to pose, you know. So you just did everything you could to educate yourself. Mentors were particularly important.
Thank you all so much. That's it for this week, but for more on these stories and other news from around the galaxy, check out StarWars.com. And be sure to join us right here for This Week in Star Wars every Thursday. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.